Hi, I'm Claire and this is my husband Nick. We met in an online chat room in 2001 and ended up getting married in 2006. We're a fairly normal, hard-working couple. We love travelling and enjoying a drink or two. In early 2020, we decided we wanted a whole new life-changing challenge. So we said goodbye to our jobs. We sold our Wiltshire farmhouse. We packed up our things and made the move to France. In early 2001, I went back to the UK to finalise our house sale and pick up my Aga. I was on Facebook on an Escape to the Chateaux fan club page when I saw this advert. I messaged Nick the advert. Curiosity got the better of him and he went and arranged a viewing. With the instructions from me, I trust your judgment. If you think I'll like it, put in an offer. The offer was accepted and we finally got the keys on the 10th of June 2021. Join us and our dogs, Merlot and Flora, as we renovate our Maison de Maitre. This is a chateau, and a chateau is a large French country house or castle. This is a chateau. It's not our chateau. We don't own a chateau. This is also a chateau with a really noisy dog. Hi, puppy.
However, this is a Chateau d'eau. Now, a Chateau d'eau, for those of you that don't know, is French for a water tower, and there are many of them in France. Round about at the northern end of Saint-Jean-d'Angely, not particularly glamorous location, got to admit that, but brought you here to show you these. Look at them, 2 Chateau d'eau above a funeral parlour. Don't know why you'd need that much water, but anyway, it's a 24-hour funeral parlour. But more to the point, look at the Chateau d'eau. Aren't they beautiful? This is another Chateau d'eau. Now, there may be others like this, but actually this one is quite unique. I haven't seen any others. Another Chateau d'eau. This is heading into Cognac, and well, here it is, another Chateau d'eau. We're not going to stop for this one. It's a fairly standard, slightly ribbed, tulip shaped, and there it goes. Bye bye. And this is another Chateau d'eau. Now, most water towers are quite functional, but the one here I find quite stunning, and it's best seen from a little distance away. To me, having that guardrail around it, it looks almost like a yacht. Absolutely beautiful. But this is probably my favourite. Well, we're having a little drive out and about because there's a particular water tower that I wanted to find, and I found it. Have a look at this. Wow. Now, I don't mean that little one on the left, I mean that one. Look at that. Wow. Wow. That is another Chateau d'eau. This is quite a nice one. It's got the town name on it, Saugère. Yeah, quite pleasant. It's a Chateau d'eau where we have seen a rather special Chateau d'eau.
It's a lovely one.
Our friend and family that came to stay with us in the summer, Jill Short, this one is for you.
Oh, definitely.
In particular, and Ellen, obviously. Jill and Ellen are fans of the architectural style known as brutalism. This is another Chateau d'Eau. It's like a big fish or something like that with its tail. Here is another Chateau d'Eau. Another Chateau d'Eau. And this is another water tower. It's actually one of Claire's favourites, and she says it reminds her of a Girol mushroom. Hope I'm not having that for dinner. Now last but not least, this is our local water tower, not one we get our water from, because it's a private water tower, made of, I think, cast iron or something like that. Anyway, quite an interesting structure. One in a card game, I understand. And there you have it.
And this is a Maison de Maitre.
So Maison de Maitre is a master's house. It's in a bourgeois style from the 18th and 19th century. Not a chateau, but a Maison de Maitre.
And this one's ours.
So after that quite enjoyable tour of local chateaux, we thought we'd give you a tour around the property here and let you know what our plans are for this year.
Woo! So after a couple of conversations, we've decided that the first thing that we want to do is try and finish off the gîte and the outside areas. Now, we obviously had your parents staying in the gîte over Christmas, so it's pretty much finished. There is some snagging on the inside, isn't there?
Yeah, not a lot of work, internally not a lot, externally a bit more. One of the things we want to do is recoat the wall. Got to be careful what time of year you do that, because if there's a frost within a few days doing it, you're in trouble. So need to watch the weather forecast before we get on and do that.
And then the next thing that we want to do is finish the landscaping for the gîte, where there'll be a terrace here with some kind of trellis across to give the gîte a separate independent garden.
And we also want to finish off the landscaping here in the front courtyard. We've also got some clearing up to do. We also want to finish off landscaping this yard. However, when we first moved in, we hadn't even seen these doors. They were covered by ivy. But we pulled the ivy back, we found the doors and we opened them and discovered a couple of old outside toilets which we would like to reinstate. However, I don't think they're connected to the main sewer, so we're going to have to, as before with the Maison de Maitre, dig up the yard here to connect them into the main drains. Could be a fun project. It does, however, come with a light.
It's quite amazing, isn't it?
So we're in the barn with the enormous reinforced concrete wine tanks. They're not a priority. We probably won't get on to doing anything in here this year. In fact, any suggestions as to what to do, comment below. So, whilst the pool itself is finished, obviously we need to do a bit of landscaping here in the garden. We're going to put a hard surface all the way round. A nice pergola at the end, so we can have dining al fresco. Along the back wall we're going to have a flower border. Shower behind where Claire is now. And then across the end there, we're going to make a nice enclosure for the hens and a greenhouse grow some fruit and vegetables and things like that. I'd like to have this up and running as quickly as possible so we can enjoy it for this summer, but also so that people can use the gîte and enjoy it too. We'd like to have that up and running as quickly as possible.
In another one of our barns is this lovely old distillery. We don't know when the last time it worked was. I'd like to try and find out the history of it this year, or a bit more of the history. But the other thing I'd like to try and do, I'd like to try and clean this room up a bit and kind of maybe work on preserving the copper still before it gets too far past it. Again, this isn't a priority job by any means, it's just future planning. Father-in-law, I know how much you love polishing copper. Have a think about it.
There's also decorative work we'd like to do to the outside of the Maison de Maitre. We're in the downstairs bedroom in the Maison de Maitre. We finished this room in a bit of a rush to get it ready for my parents' visit. We'd like to get back in here at some point this year because there are some issues to address. Once we've packed all the room away, we'll be able to rebuild this wall where the plaster is blown. We also need to address this issue with the panelling under the window. And we didn't fully redecorate the room.
When I came in this room to come in to make the bedroom up for my brother-in-law and sister-in-law at Christmas, I looked up at the ceiling and something concerned me quite a bit. Even with all of Nick's hard work and efforts to patch and repair the ceiling, unfortunately there are cracks all over the ceiling in this room, and we think that it has something to do with where Nick had taken the floorboards up above to put wiring in for plugs and for lights, that the whole of the ceiling is cracked. So this is one of the things that also needs addressing in this room at some point. However, so we've now agreed, haven't we, that work is not going to continue downstairs until all of the upstairs is finished. Otherwise we're just going to have loads of cracked ceilings, aren't we, that we're going to need to repair.
Yeah. So we're now up on the first floor. So our plan is to create a separate suite area at this side of the house with a doorway to enter it through here.
I've got to say that the whole of this corridor where this door will go has got this hideous wallpaper that needs stripping. This isn't even good wallpaper.
So once you come through the doorway into the suite on the right, this will become the bedroom for the suite. And across the hallway, this will become the bathroom. So there'll be a dividing wall here. The majority of this room will become the bathroom for the suite, and the remainder will become the ensuite for the bedroom that's through here. So this little corridor will take you through to the bedroom. So this will become another good sized bedroom. Now I've made a start reputting some of the windows on this floor, but the remainders all need reputting, repainting.
And of course there's lots of wallpaper stripping, and some of the ceilings need attention as well.
I've not yet put any lighting or plug sockets in this bedroom or in the bathrooms, so there's more work to do. Across the hall here will become another bedroom. Now this one has got plug sockets and has got wiring for a light. So this bedroom is going to have an ensuite through this doorway. It's going to be similar in design to the one downstairs. And as you can see, there's a lot of work to do in here. We will put a dividing wall up here to create a cupboard, which is going to be a storage area for linen and other things like that. And then the bathroom will be from about here onwards.
So on the first floor there'll be a total of 3 bedrooms, 2 double rooms and a suite, all with ensuite bathrooms. All of the interior woodwork needs painting, and the floors could all do with a good sand down, good restain and revarnish, because in places there's just watermarks and dark patches and stains. And not forgetting the stairwell. This isn't actually wall, this is wallpaper that's just really funky, but it's very old and it's ripped in quite a few places. It's really dusty. It needs a whole refresh and some attention to where the stairs are, with patching areas and repainting.
And then of course, there's up here. So we're right at the top of the house here, and we want to make this into the master suite. So at the moment you can see some of the floorboards have been taken up. That was where we got the power through for the lighting on the middle floor. There's more of that work to do, and then they've all got to go back down. And then we need to insulate the roof here. We've already brought up some plasterboard to get on with that. I've got the insulation. We've got a big area to get on with. And then of course we need to fit a bathroom, lighting, sockets, everything up here. Up here the roof timbers are really quite impressive, and we're going to keep them as exposed as we can. So a nice feature above the staircase here is this dome. Originally the roof had a skylight, but about 25 years ago when the roof was redone, they didn't reinstate that. What we'd like to do, not put a new skylight in, but put some lighting above the dome, because there's a window there where the light can then go down the staircase. So that's a little job that we'd like to get done up there. So it is a big room. It will take time, but it will be worth it. The views up here are stunning. So once we've completed the outside, the gîte, the pool, we're going to come up here, start at the top and work our way down. So eventually, when we got to the bottom, which is going to take quite a while, we still have the breakfast room to finish. The ceiling needs some work, and then we need to decorate the room. And then, last but not least, we have this room, which will become a kitchen. Hi, and welcome to
Wine of the Week.
This week we've got a Spanish Rioja, El Coto, which when I was down in Spain helping move my parents out of their holiday home there, picked up a few bottles, 1 or 2. Quite drinkable.
It has been left to breathe for about 4 minutes, and it's quite well chilled because it's been in the cellar. And it's a bit cold here today.
And wet.
So, thank you for joining us for this episode where we've taken you on a tour of chateaux and given you our plans for this year.
Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today, and hope you can follow us for the rest of the year and see the progress we make.
It's going to be an epic one, isn't it?
It always is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cheers.
Cheers. So you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.
Or you can find more info on our website at
www.theexpatbutchers.com.
And if you've enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button and give it a like. And if you're not already a subscriber, please consider doing so.
Sorry, I'm just getting on with the wine.
So, Thanks for watching, and we will see you next Sunday.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Floor.